Hi guys, so today we're going to make our Rei cat ears. For that I just start off with a standard cat pattern with about a ½ inch added to the top. I then traced it onto some EVA foam that is about ½ inch thick. I then added some darts to it. I like using an X-Acto blade to make those cuts. It's just really great for fine detail work like this and smaller cuts. To glue those darts together, I went ahead and used contact cement. You just put it on there and let it dry fully, and then press the two sides together. It's great for EVA foam projects because it is way more flexible than most glues and basically just glues it together without any seam in the end. I then used a heat gun to kind of make it a more roundish shape and help the darts look a lot more smooth. Once dry, you press those darts together. I also went ahead and cleaned up the edges because I noticed there was some bumpiness from where I added the darts. For the inner ear, I went ahead and cut out the slightly smaller pattern in 1/4 inch EVA foam. I didn't add any darts to that, I just went ahead and glued it to the inside of the larger ear. Once again with contact cement, of course. You can also use hot glue for this. It's just going to be a lot messier in my opinion and harder to work with, but I'm sure with enough patience you could get the same results. And now we have the basic shape for it. For the detail work, I went ahead and just used craft foam, and after adjusting the pattern a little bit, I'm not sure the exact pattern the ears have it, but this is my interpretation of them. It's just basically a little weird zigzag pattern. I did leave a little excess on the top and bottom edges, just so I had enough to make sure it covers it fully, and I could always cut off the excess. Then to glue it on, of course, I went ahead and just used contact cement. I just wanted to make sure it actually was a good fit for it, so I kind of messed around with it a little bit. While we wait for me to put on all that contact cement, one tip you can use with that is to make it the glue dry a lot faster. You can use a hair blow dryer or a heat gun. Just be careful with that heat gun. It can easily burn the foam, so you have to be very careful with that. Another reason why I really wanted to add this detail instead of engraving it is it also kind of covered up those little seams from where I added the darts, so I liked how that looked. Once I have it glued on, I went ahead and just cut off all that excess, so it was completely smooth and indistinguishable from the base. Cool. Then I went and also added those little lines at the front. For that, you just cut it with the X-Acto blade, applied a little bit of heat through a heat gun, and it'll the details will show up really nicely. For a primer, I just went ahead and with a few coats of Plastidip. Then I went ahead and put the base coat of just some white paint. I used acrylic, but you can definitely use spray paint for this. I just didn't have any on hand. I also used acrylic for the inner ear. I freehanded it, but you can definitely use masking tape if you aren't as confident. I just have a fairly steady hand when it comes to these kinds of things. Of all those paints, I think I did about like 4 to 5 of the white, and then I did 2 or 3 of the red, or sorry, the pink. For the black, I went ahead and just taped off the that little trench on the that's the wrong word for it, but the little engraving in the ear. I tried to freehand it the first time around, but it got really messy, so I wanted to try this for the second one. You can do either of those, whichever you feel more comfortable with. Either way, you're probably going to have to clean up the lines a little bit, like I did. For the masking tape, it's just Dollar Tree masking tape, nothing crazy. Just one tip, definitely be careful when you're removing it. It can basically rip up the existing tape if it's stuck to it too hard, so you want to be really careful when peeling that up. While we wait for me to finish doing this, I just thought I'd let you guys know. I'm in the middle of a move, so if I sound a little extra tired, that's why. But I am actually completely fine. I'm just kind of out of it because I spent all day packing. But I was determined to make this video happen as well, so here we are. The black is just, once again, just another acrylic paint. I like acrylic paints a lot because they feel a lot bit more flexible than some paints out there, but spray paints are also a great option for this type of thing. So it's just all personal preference. So for the ears, before I finish up, just while we have a little extra time, I want to let you know that I am going to do a part 2 for how I'm going to attach them to a headband, because I still have to figure that part out. But yeah, so this is how I made them. I just finished it up with a little bit of a clear coat, and they were all finished. Thank you for coming.